Data from the U.S. Department of Energy confirmed a decline in crude oil inventories, as it was stated by the American Petroleum Institute the day before. At the same time, gasoline stockpiles grew by 1.3 million barrels, according to the Department of Energy. Fuel production also increased, albeit only by 167,000 barrels, and this was enough to dispel fears of possible shortages, and the oil prices went down. Now the asset is expected to slide to $80 per barrel in the short term. Thus, Brent crude oil futures gained stronger downside momentum after falling below $84 per barrel. As a result, the benchmark retreated from the resistance area by about 5.5%. From a technical point of view, this movement may well indicate that the upward cycle is coming to an end. However, this scenario will be confirmed only after the price drops below the 80 mark on the daily chart. Until then, the risk of a price reversal remains. Yesterday, gold dipped sharply in the early trade but then managed to recoup losses, pulling back to the area of $2,000 per ounce. In general, the yellow metal has been gradually losing value since the end of last week. Nevertheless, a continued decline below the psychological mark of $2,000 is in question. This requires some strong fundamental factors and not just expectations of further steps by major financial regulators. Of course, as we get closer to the meetings of various central bank boards, a growing number of serious statements and comments will have an impact. In the meantime, the market is rather consolidating around current levels. However, yesterday's movement clearly showed the general mood of the market participants. Investors are not so optimistic about gold prices. Meanwhile, the ruble continues to move sideways. Moreover, its trading range is getting increasingly narrow. Lately, such behavior has preceded a shift to a new range or a confident and fairly significant movement in one direction or another. This time, the direction of movement will depend on the Bank of Russia and the Ministry of Finance. And the next meeting of the Bank of Board will take place in a week. In the Ministry of Finance leaves no comments on foreign exchange interventions by then, and the market will remain range-bound until next Friday. And that's all for now. We continue to learn developments on financial markets. Subscribe to our channel and follow news with us. See you soon.